Right, you can see I've just cut enough off the roll I have of the headlining to cover this middle section. I want to get this done first, and what I've done is I've glued it. The glue is pretty impressive stuff now. Let me show you what I've got. It's this stuff here. I don't want to be advertising particularly, but it's Granville, and you spray it on, and give it 30 seconds, and then once you've stuck it, stick them together, it doesn't want to let go. It's really good, you know, really handy. I thought it might be coming loose, but there's no chance of that coming loose. You know, as soon as it's touched, it's set. I've glued along this bottom area here, and I've glued along the top. And I'm going to have to trim this top piece off just a little bit. Just a little bit, and then now I'm going to do the sides. You can see that the sides aren't done. The reason I'm not filming it as I go along, because I don't know what's going to happen from 1 second to the next, and could be filming for an hour here if it all goes badly. But there it is. Anyway, that's the centre piece of the sunroof. It has these rubber sections that are on there, which I left on because nothing wrong with them. And see, this whole thing has to flex as the sunroof moves. It has to flex and bend to allow for the tilt mechanism, I would think. So it can't be solid, you know. Right, let's carry on. Right, that's it. Hopefully now it's all going to stay together. You can see it's all in covered now. I don't know how long that's going. I've got enough to do it again if I had to. I got the headlining from a place in England, Martrim, and it was reasonably cheap, really. I thought it was the postage that killed it, really. I think it was €50, whereas I think the material only cost 35 or something, you know, which wasn't bad at all. And I got enough to do the whole headlining. I wanted to get this done first, so that's it now. It's all stuck, and it's great glue. The glue's marvellous. So now it's just a case of fitting this in. Maybe I'll fit this in first and then do the headlining. I can always push the headline, push the sunroof back out the way. I think this will go back with it. I don't know. It's a very white. Well, it's not white. It's silver actually, but very hard to keep clean. That's why I want to put it in really. But it's made quite a nice job of that, don't you think? Right. Right. Right, I'm in the car, and there's the. It's very hard to see. I can't even see myself. Where are we? Oh, there we go. That there is what I've been talking about. This it moves behind the headlining. It goes into the same rails as the roof rack, and it's got a clip either end that clips onto that cover, the bottom cover, lower cover that I've just covered, with some clips. I don't know if you can see them. There they are. There it is. Oh, it's not. There it is. That's the clip there. It clips onto that. It's only a little C clip. You can see it now. It's got a bit of grease, silicone grease on it. Well, there's a little arm that clips on that, and it clips on it over on the other side, which you cannot see because it's so dark over there. And that is what pushes that, keeps that directly under the join of the seal. Any water coming in can run up either side and down. So now I've got to just work out how I'm gonna do that. Now I can cut these strings now, because I can manoeuvre that now by hand. Right, here's the thing, and it really wants the headlining in first, you know, to not damage it. But I'm a bit impulsive like that. I want to get stuff done. I've only just glued it and it's in. But it went in by putting the sunroof right back into the roof of the car, and then lowering this piece, putting it outside and then bringing it down from the outside in. And there's a couple of little retainers right there. You can see where it starts to bend. There's a retainer there, and it can go in. It's in both sides. It's just a little groove that it slots into, and there's 6 clips across the front here. And so what I did, I put this in place. I put the roof cover in place, brought the roof back, which is a bit scary, and I managed to get it right back to nearly closed, and I could line up all these 6 clips with the roof, and then I just gently pushed the clips into place, and that locked the whole front end in. Now I've brought it right close and I've tilted it, which has opened up the back end, and I can see now, you can see why this thing has to flex, because it bends. It actually bends in the middle when the roof is open. I never really noticed before, but that's what it does. It bends in the middle. That's why it's so flimsy. And now I've got to connect up that fella there. You see that clip? Well, you're not. There it is. That clip there. There's a clip on that, and it locks into that hole on that plastic yoke down the back there. That's what moves that rain gutter. This rear one. There's one there, and there's. God, it's not comfortable in here. And there's one there. Where is it? Oh, that's it. There it is. And that there is connected to the side of the, just right there actually, where you see it. So now I'm going to try and pull that rail forward. See if I can do it while we're watching maybe. and really mess up. It's not easy with one hand actually. It's like trying to steer a horse. There we go. You can see it coming forward now. And then I'm gonna have to switch off and connect these up because it's up there somewhere. Nobody said it'd be easy. I'm not in line yet anyway. I can put my fingers in there now actually. Oh, I see, it's easy enough to move. Right, well that there then has to go just down a touch, bring it forward, and then it needs a little bit of pressure with a screwdriver, and I'll say it'll clip in. Well, I'll come back to you. Alright, here we are back again. It never ends, does it? Right, there we are. You can see what I've done. I've connected up that to that clip there. It's not great light now, unfortunately, but see if we can see anything better this side. Not really. Get a light. There. No, it's not great, no matter what I do. There it is. That's it. You can see it there. It's clipped onto that rail, that rear rail, and now it will move that rail backwards and forwards directly under the seal. So that's what it's supposed to do. Now, the reason I'm talking to you again is because now if you had to get this sunroof out of this car without being able to open it, there's only an off chance that you could take this material out here and maybe work those three. There's only 3 screws holding it in each side. Okay, 3 screws holding it in each side, and that roof would come up. So you could, in theory, cut this out here, this piece of material, work through the gaps, because there's lots of gaps, and undo the 3 screws each side, and then that whole roof panel would lift out. And once you had that out, then this will come out then, and the rails. So that's how you'd open it if you had to and it wasn't working, if you couldn't get it wound back via the motor, is take this material out, undo the 3, put your hands through and undo the 3 screws, torque screws each side, take the roof out that through the top, and then everything else will come out after that. So that's the answer really, isn't it, for all you guys out there who are going to be struggling with these things for the next 20 years. Right, then it's working anyway now. I've got it. Which way have I got to go? There we go. I'll be frightened at tearing the cover because I haven't. There's another little bit of plastic edging goes on this that holds the roof lining up. When when it goes in, it glues to the edge all the way around, and there's a rubber clip on it, like a door seal. So I'm a bit wary of it damaging anything at the moment because that seal's not there. But let's have a look. Anyway, all for the camera, isn't it? Eh? It looks all right, doesn't it? And then you can see in there. You can't see bug all in there, really, can you? No, of course you can't. Other than, well, that's it really. Let's see if we can open a bit more. And that's it, open. Happy days, eh? Hopefully now it won't destroy itself coming back. It's all excitement these days, isn't it? You never know what's going to happen from one second to the next. There it is, buried in there anyway. Oh, it's still going back. Oh, that's scary, isn't it? There we go. Coming forward, not tearing itself to shreds yet, still not tearing itself to shreds, Still not tearing itself to shreds. And that's it closed. And then wait, I always forget which way these buttons go. Right, that's it closed. And then to open it then, and that's it open. So there we are. We're we've got the headline in. That was the bit I was worried about as much as anything really. And we're in. I'm getting fed up operating it now at this stage, but and that's it, done. Right, that headlining came from Martrim in Cheshire, I believe it is. I got, hang on, let me show you what I got. I can't. I got the whole lot, a big roll of it for Martrim, and there's enough on it to do that sunroof hole and to do the rest of the roof. That's which I'm going to do probably after Christmas now. But goes well, do it. That's better. Yeah, so that's the sunroof opening done. I was worried about that, but it's got done. Also, the windscreen. Remember I said about a windscreen? I got a windscreen in the end. The way I got it was that I found it in the loft of the garage. I was up in the garage. Roof like you do, and I found a windscreen up there. God knows what. I vaguely remember putting it there now, but anyway, I brought it down and I fell out of the loft. But there you are, another story. Didn't hurt myself. Managed to save the windscreen anyway. So there it is in. So I had ordered one, so I've got one. I've got one now, a new one up in the loft, which I didn't fit, and because I fitted this one by the time I got the new one. Wasn't that mad expensive either, to be honest. I'm quite surprised. Brand new, but not heated. Whereas this one is a heated screen. Only one side works because the tag's broken off, which is a bit unfortunate, but it's in there now. You know, it's either that or you could be paying hundreds for a heated screen. I didn't want to go down that road. So there's the screen in. Didn't film it as usual, but it went in. It went in pretty okay, to be honest. I didn't have a lot of trouble with putting it in. It took me about an hour and a half, which I suppose would be 3 times longer than a professional. But what I did do is I just put the seal in the space, and I pushed the windscreen into along the bottom edge, and a lot of WD-40, and basically just lever. Don't touch the glass. Whatever you do, don't lever on the glass. Just push the rubber all the way in around the glass, and kept doing it both sides and working my way up until I got to the top. So put it in, start at the bottom, work your way up to the top. It's a bit of a struggle getting the corners in, I'll be honest, bottom and top. But so the only thing that was left once I got it all in along the bottom and the sides with the WD-40 was get inside and push the seal out and over the top of the screen, along the top, and by working from corner, eventually it was just about giving it a push, and it just fell in, to be honest. And then getting the stuff, the piece that locks it into place, I got a tool off eBay, and it made a lot of difference to doing it. It's just a roller with a bit of wire on the end, and it opens it up, pushes it in at the same time. Well worth €4 or whatever it was. And that was it, hour and a half screen. It had a couple of wiper marks on it, but nothing drastic, so I'm going to leave it in now. I'm not putting the new one in. Maybe I'll break it, and that'll give me an excuse to change it. But I also couldn't get the Range Rover lettering, not the stickers. They want the £300 for for the stickers. What are they talking about? So I got these ones for about 30 quid, and they're raised. I would have preferred. Let me have a look, see if I can. I would have preferred the sticker ones, but I'm not paying 300 for them. You can go stuff themselves. So that's it now. It's just the rear tailgate, and I'm just going to do the headlining now over Christmas, I suppose, and then we're going, like, you know. Right, I'm gonna go off here. I would like to have turned it round so you could see the car better, but you know me, I'm not that. Here we are. Look, so it wasn't that difficult after all. So there we are. It's kind of looking great now with the bonnet decals. I mean, the paintwork. You probably out there, you guys are probably thinking that guy says it's not a great paint job, but it looks great. But it looks better on film than it does in real life. I'm going to say, but there are runs. But anyway, it needs polishing, and because it's got orange peel in a lot of places that you don't want orange peel. The wheels come out great. I painted them with the tyres on. I put some pictures in for that. I painted them with the tyres on, which probably wasn't a great idea, because then you had to chuck them around the place, getting the old tyres off. But anyway, he didn't do hardly any damage, the guy that did it. And there you are. They turned out okay. What I did was I sanded them down, and then I put a coat of epoxy primer, and then 2 coats of base coat, and then 2 or 3 of clear coat, and then I had to spray the silver piece around the edge, which is the sort of usual on these. I was going to leave it, but it looks 100 times better, and I imagine it's there because if you curb it, you're going to have aluminium coming through, and it'll kind of hide it. If it was blue, you'd see the silver coming through, you know. So that's why it's like that. And I even went to the bother of painting the wheel nuts because they were rusty as hell. It took me a long time to clean up. Only 5, 10, 20 of them, but I cleaned them and I sprayed them silver, and I give them a coat of clear coat as well. So that's it. New tyres, a new set of tyres, which was a crazy price, but they had to have them anyway. So there we are. Right, I'm still looking at that big hole in the back, waiting for the tailgate. That's next on the list.